Jeez, look at all this smoke. What the heck could have happened here?
No idea, man. Just keep looking. Maybe it was a distress call or something.
Yeah, right. Who would be out here in the middle of nowhere?
We got out here.
We don't even know where here is. Look, it was probably just some natural disaster starting a fire or something.
Shh. You hear it?
Hear what? Holy crap!
Help me.
Sir, are you all right? Well, still alive.
What the heck happened to him?
No idea, but judging on how banged up he is, I can't imagine anything good. Holy shit.
What?
Don't you recognize him?
Under all that dirt, how would I? Should I recognize him?
Remember that billionaire guy that had that boat crash 5 years ago? The one from Star City that was always in the tabloids.
What are you... Oh, wait, I remember. Are you serious? This is that guy?
It's him. This is Oliver Queen.
You're gonna run yourself ragged pacing that hard.
It's the only thing keeping me together right now. I just don't understand why they won't let me see him.
I don't know. They could just be following a procedure. What I do know is that if you keep this up, then there'll be 2 queens in this hospital.
Maybe if they do, then I'll finally get to see my brother. Doctor, can you please tell me what's going on? No one's been able to answer my questions or even let me go see my brother yet.
Yes, Miss Queen. I apologize for that. I asked them to hold off on visitation until I could speak with you.
Well, is Oliver okay?
Internally, yes. His x-rays did show clear, distinguished bruising on some of his ribs, and a few bones that appear to have never healed properly from previous injuries, but nothing major. Externally, well, that is a different story. This is how he looked once we had a chance to clean him up.
Oh my God.
He has all kinds of scar tissue and skin damage all over his body. We chalk the skin damage up to the sun bearing down on him during his time on that island, but the scar tissue, well, it looks as though something attacked him, which is why I asked them to hold off on letting you see him.
I don't understand.
In my professional opinion, Miss Queen, I'd like to recommend setting Oliver up with a psychological examination.
Psychological? But
after spending 5 years on a deserted island, and with whatever it is that managed to do this to his skin, my concern is that Oliver might not be the same person he once was. I would like the opportunity to have his mental state evaluated, to have it determined if he is at all a danger to himself or others.
Others? You really think Oliver could hurt someone?
It is often a response to certain trauma to lash out aggressively. I'm sorry, Miss Queen, but after spending such a long time in isolation, I'm not exactly comfortable with...
You're not comfortable? And what exactly have you based that assessment off of? Some scar tissue? Of course he's going to be different. He just spent 5 years alone trying not to die. That would change anyone. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with him.
Miss Queen.
No! I've heard enough of this. You aren't having my brother psychoanalyzed. If there's any further problems, we will deal with it as a family. Now, if there's nothing else, Doctor, I would really like to go in there.
You are relentless. You know that?
Only when I want something. Ollie?
Hey, Speedy.
I'm so happy you're home.
Oh, easy there, Speedy. I'm assuming the doctor told you about my bruised ribs.
It has been a long time since anyone called me that.
Well, then it's a good thing I've got time to make up for it.
How are you feeling?
I'm alright. Really tired, but otherwise fine.
Well, we definitely have to fix that right away. I'll try to get you sent home tonight.
Thea, I really don't think...
I'm not leaving you here to rest when you have a perfectly fine bed at home.
I'd listen to her, sir. She can be pretty stubborn.
A fact that I'm more than well aware of. But thank you, Mr...
Diggle. John Diggle, sir.
Okay, Speedy. I definitely remember that there's no point in arguing with you when you get that determined look on your face.
How kind of you to remember.
Where is he?
That doesn't sound good.
Oh no.
Sir, you can't go in there. He's with family.
I'm one of the hospital's biggest donors. I will go wherever I damn well please.
Mr. Merlyn, it's so good to see you. I'm really glad you...
What happened to my son?
Excuse me?
Forgive my abruptness, but I just drove like a bat out of hell from my office when I heard the news. I broke... I don't even know how many traffic laws and busted past several nurses and one very rude security guard to be here. So, I will ask you again, Oliver. What happened to Tommy on that boat?
Mr. Merlyn. Tommy. He didn't make it. I'm really sorry.
My boy. My boy's gone.
I'm sorry, Malcolm.
Why should you be? You got Oliver back, didn't you? So what do you care?
That is uncalled for.
Is it? You know, I had made peace with Tommy's death a long time ago, along with yours. But after all this time, finally hearing that it's like you killed my son all over again.
Malcolm!
You killed him. My son loved you like you were his own blood, and you led him to his death. You killed my son, you worthless, insignificant...
Malcolm! Now, I'm sorry about what happened to Tommy. He was like a brother to the both of us, but that is enough. If you can't control yourself, then I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Of course. I apologize for my outburst. Welcome home, Oliver.
Well, that went about as well as I expected it to.
Can you blame him?
For grieving? No. For treating you that way? Absolutely.
He's right, though. It is my fault. Tommy would still be here if I hadn't begged him to go out on that stupid boat with me.
Well, let me go talk to the doctor about getting you released so that you can sleep in your own bed tonight. Stay with him?
You got it. Anything you need for the moment, Mr. Queen? Okay, you just let me know.
That's disgusting. What the hell happened? Oh. Right. Hello? Anyone out there? I'm a mess right now. I hope somebody is out there. I can't be the only person here, can I? Oh God, Ollie, you're already talking to yourself. That's not at all frightening. I should probably try to find shelter. Looks like it's gonna get dark soon. Come on, come on! Ugh. Damn stupid useless rocks. Okay, fine. Let's try again. Yes! Well, Dad, wherever you are, I take it back. Boy Scouts was not super lame. The outfits still were, though. See? This isn't so bad. We've got a fire going, a more or less decent shelter. That probably won't last very long. But hopefully it won't have to. Because rescue is coming. Rescue has to be coming.
I remember that day. Oh, easy there, buddy. Didn't you just get out of the hospital?
Don't sneak up on me like that, Tommy.
Or what? It's not like I can die twice. What? It's been 5 years. I don't think anyone will hate you for saying it or think it's too soon.
Your dad would disagree.
Is that what has you up late thinking about me? Look, my dad has always been a hard ass. But he'll come around eventually.
I don't think so. He seemed different. Everything seems different. Nothing feels familiar anymore. Even the soft sheets of this bed just make my skin crawl.
Well, it has been a long time. Change is inevitable. I mean, look at you. You definitely aren't the same person.
I most certainly am not.
Oliver, while unfortunate, you cannot allow this to distract you. Do not forget your vow.
No, I really don't care, Walter. Ugh! These acquisitions are for an important project that will benefit the city overall. That is all you get to know. That's what you were hired for, so I suggest you do your job and figure out how to make it fit in the budget. Ollie! I thought you were coming by at noon.
It is noon.
It is? Sorry, Ollie. I've been swamped since this morning with one ridiculous call after another.
No need to apologize. I like seeing you like this. Reminds me of Mom.
Well, Mom didn't have the shareholders on her case constantly. She barked and they quivered in fear of her.
You'll get there, Speedy. As it is, I think they would both be proud of how hard you've been working for the company. I was reading all the stock reports this morning.
And here I thought you were never listening when Dad was teaching you to read his reports. So how was sleeping in your own bed again? Everything you dreamed of?
All that and more. Definitely felt better than the bed I made from tattered rags and leaves.
I couldn't imagine.
By the way, the stock reports weren't the only things I caught up on.
What is all of this?
Why didn't you tell me things had gotten worse in the city? Speedy, crime has skyrocketed throughout the whole city in just the last 6 months alone. Not to mention the drug and homeless problem sweeping the Glades and Pennytown right now.
I didn't tell you because you just got home. I wanted you to have time to adjust.
Thea, with how well you're running the company, we could use some of that excess capital and fund it back into the city. We could create jobs, build better shelters and clinics. The list is endless. I really think...
Oliver, stop. I appreciate these ideas, I really do. Believe me, Mom and Dad would have been thrilled to hear you talking about using their money responsibly for a change.
But...
With all due respect, I am running the company smoothly on my own. I don't need you on my back, especially when, no offense, you flunked out of 4 colleges.
Ouch.
And 2 of them were business schools. Look, as much as I would love to finance more help into the city, we don't have room for it in the budget. And if there's no room, the talking heads will never approve it.
We could if we reached out to some of the community outreach programs. I researched 4 last night that not only would be perfect to look into, but they basically run as a non-profit.
Meaning, any profit donated could be a write-off. You've really thought this through.
I didn't just come back here to play Billionaire Survivor. I actually want to do more for the city. When I was on that island, I thought about all of the things I wasted our money on. The poor decisions, the long nights, all the called-in favors to get me and Tommy out of jail. Honestly, everyone was probably pretty relieved that I was gone, and I don't blame them. I just don't want my story to end with billionaire idiot shipwrecks, presumed dead.
I really thought I had every copy of that article burned.
Look, my point is, I want to make Mom and Dad proud for once, and to honor Tommy's memory. What better way to get started than by taking care of our city?
I get it. I really do. You looked back at your life and didn't like what you saw.
So, let's make sure this second chance counts.
Okay? You've convinced me. But we're doing this my way, okay?
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Okay. Let me have some time to look over these community programs you found, and I'll talk to the shareholders this week. Sound good? So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to cancel on lunch. But I will make it up to you by telling you about the surprise party I'm throwing you at the end of the week.
A dinner party? Who's coming?
Some of our family, friends, and some people from the company. Nothing too fancy. They just want to welcome you back.
No other friends?
Gina isn't coming, if that's what you're dancing around asking me.
Oh.
Are you really surprised given how tense things were between the 2 of you before you got on the Queen's Gambit?
I suppose not.
Please, tell me you're not thinking about going and seeing her.
It's been a long time. We left a lot of things unresolved.
That tends to be how breakups go. Especially when one of you cheats. Repeatedly.
I get it, Speedy.
I mean it, Ollie. Leave her alone. She's had a lot on her plate since she made captain.
She's captain of the SCPD now?
Yes, which means she could throw your ass in jail for good if you piss her off.
Okay, I get it. I'll just let you get back to work then.
Wait, sorry. I almost forgot. Hey, John, could you please come into the office? Ollie, you remember John Diggle?
From the hospital.
Sir.
John's my head of security and personal bodyguard. For the time being, while you settle back in, I would like for him to accompany you wherever you go.
Has it really gotten that bad that I need a bodyguard in my hometown?
I just got you back, and I would like for it to stay that way. Could you please just do this for me?
Okay, fine, Speedy. You know I can't say no to that face.
Why do you think I used it?
That's a dirty trick. But I'm sure Mr. Diggle and I will get along swimmingly.
If you say so, sir.
John, please make sure he stays out of trouble.
A queen getting into trouble? Completely unheard of.
Don't you start. I don't cause any drama.
Well, you sure do know how to end it.
Hey, I apologized and bought that paparazzo a new camera afterwards. So, I need to run to another meeting. John, go ahead and take him home. Ollie, I was thinking for dinner tonight we could go to any one of your favorites.
Sounds wonderful. Let's get on with this, shall we?
After you, sir.
So, what do I call you besides Mr. Diggle?
John's good. My friends call me Dig. I'll even make an exception for you, if you like.
I appreciate that. So tell me, where did you serve?
Afghanistan. What gave me away?
The posture. The brief yet concise way you talk. You Marine Corps?
You know many soldiers, Mr. Queen?
Maybe just a couple.
Look, Mr. Queen...
Call me Oliver. Mr. Queen was my father.
Okay, Oliver. I understand you went through something pretty bad, and you don't have to talk about it. Especially not with me, if you don't want to. But if you ever do, I am a pretty good listener.
I appreciate that. I guess it couldn't hurt to try, right?
So, how does it really feel? Being back, I mean.
It feels different. Like the city I grew up in isn't here anymore.
I get that. Sorry you had to come back to all this. I know when you were dreaming about rescue, it probably didn't involve high crime rates.
Are you attracted to my sister, John?
Excuse me?
I saw the way you were looking at each other in the office.
So, I've been working for her for almost 5 years. It isn't unnatural for us to have formed a bond.
That didn't look like just any ordinary bond of friendship to me.
Where do you... Listen, with all due respect, man, I don't think that's any of your business.
Maybe not. But if it helps, I think she likes you too.
Look, could we just drop it?
So, how long exactly do you plan to be guarding my body?
Till your sister says otherwise. Make no mistake, Oliver. It's totally cool if you ever want to open up. Heck, I'll even be friends with you if you want. But my job is to guard you, and sometimes my ability to do that job will definitely outweigh your comfort. How about we both make this easy on each other? Deal? Oliver?
Mighty nice of the fishermen to drop this off for me, and it only cost me a small fortune for their silence. I couldn't very well show up back here with these things. There would be too many questions. More questions than I want to answer right now. I could just leave this here. Walk away and let it stay locked away in this abandoned mill. Maybe try and live a normal life. I can't do that. I have a promise to keep. And a city in need of someone with my skills. Well, hello there. Who was careless enough to leave you behind? There's some really tough material on this suit. I think I can make use of you.
16 dead in mass shooting, a result of gang violence.
Fatality rates at an all-time high. One is left to wonder who exactly is getting justice.
More teens found dead in the slums of Pennytown this morning. Toxicology confirms it was an overdose caused by the notorious street drug Viper.
Live to our reporter on the street, where they've just confirmed that Captain Gina McKenna of the SCPD is at the scene.
You want to see police brutality? Get these goddamn cameras and microphones out of my crime scene before I feed them to you.
We understand that Star City is not the safe haven it once was. But we're going to do everything we can to end this horrible homeless epidemic once and for all, and give every brother and sister of Star City a safe place to rest their heads.
Diggle was right. The last thing I was hoping to come home to was a major crime wave. Sure, Star City always had its problems, but this has become an infestation. After careful consideration, I think I found my first targets. Vincent Regan, Dan Hargrave, Bill Murphy, Neil Dennis, Jeffrey Lemire, and Michael Grell. Each one of them wealthy. Each one of them corrupt. Each one of them more criminal than anything you'll ever see on the news. Hargrave's company is known far and wide for their charity work, but it's all a front for embezzlement. He siphons money from all his charities into his secret offshore bank accounts that help feed his unhealthier appetites. Most of those the charities are pledged to have never seen so much as a grand from the overall donations that are made. Lemire and Grell are business partners who use their funded public image of peaceful coexistence for all who are struggling to fund work camps that do a lot more than just torture those they take in. Dennis is a fashion mogul that outsources labor to keep with a high demand for their wares. Call it what you want. It's still smuggling immigrants to work in unsafe sweatshops under threat of death or deportation. Murphy's a former investment broker turned politician. He runs on a campaign for family values, but when he isn't pounding Bible verses and false platitudes into the heads of voters, he's doing ungodly things in some of the seediest places around town. Sometimes to kids. And lastly, Vincent Regan. He's made millions off the people of the Glades by buying up land from private landlords, and then gentrifying the area to push the current tenants out of their homes for higher prices. His PR ads talk about ending the homeless epidemic, but his solutions to those issues involve forcing heavy coercion onto the current tenants. Word is that he has someone in his pocket at the clerk's office to alter whatever documents they sign, so he can later try to justify extorting them for everything they have. Compared to the others, Regan's a small fish who thinks he's a shark, which makes him my first target. People like this think they're safe behind their stolen money, that it will somehow protect them from true justice. Tonight, Mr. Regan will learn that there is no hiding, not from the consequences of his actions, and not from me. But I can't get that justice as Oliver Queen. To show these corrupt elites real retribution, I must become someone else. I must become something else.
Hello? Hello? What is... Ah! Oh! Who are you?
Justice.
Mr. Regan, is everything all right?
No, you idiot. We have an intruder.
An intruder? Sir, there's no way.
I don't care how he got in, you idiot. I just want you to deal with it before this maniac gets to me.
Where is he, sir?
Stay here, sir. We'll go check it out.
Vincent Regan, you have failed this city. Come on! What am I paying you idiots for? Get him! What is this even about? You've been profiting off the less fortunate of the Glades. I'm here for the people whose money and homes you stole for your own selfish gain. You got it all wrong, man. Our contracts are all above board and legal. I even have their signatures on them. Documents that you falsified after your initial agreements. If you don't force them out of their homes, you make sure to take them for everything they're worth. Please don't kill me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yes, you are. Do you know what you're going to do now? Huh? First thing in the morning, you are going to give all of those people their money back. And then you are going to give them each an extra 500 grand as an apology. Huh? Are you crazy? Couldn't you just, I don't know, cut off a finger or something? All right, I'll do it. First thing tomorrow. I promise. Good. Because if I have to find you again, I will be leaving with a finger or something.
Green Arrow Year 1 stars Jake Johnston as Oliver Queen, Cliff Jones as John Diggle, Colima Acevedo as Thea Queen, J.D. Shouse as Malcolm Merlyn, Lauren Moore as Gina McKenna, Kat Leroy as Taiana Knyazev, Henry Schultz as Vincent Regan, and Wyatt Bowden as Tommy Merlyn. Featuring additional voices by Jason Fella, Gina Stockwell, Cliff Jones, J.D. Shouse, Henry Schultz, and Wyatt Bowden. Story written and directed by Wyatt Bowden. Music scored by Wolf No. 9. Audio engineered by Billy Mazzell. Series art by Evan Collin. Edited by Joseph E.W. Series produced by CBW Productions.